again. Gentlemen, you're welcome to the podcast, the Durumi Super League 6.1 football podcast. This is where it all happens. Grassroots soccer at its best. We are saying the war is coming, but finally the war has arrived. And indeed, if you are at the scene of the event today, you realize that so many bullets now means plenty of soccer artistry took place today. And there were victors, there was everybody, but there were no losers at the end of the day. I have with me today Edu of Edu Wolves coming on his, this is the second time he'll be here in the 5 weeks long football podcast episodes. Edu, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Today, the war finally arrived.
Sure.
What do you have to say about the frenzy, the build-up, the balls, and the games that kicked off today?
Intense. Like we said, war. And of course, this week, week one had lots and lots of action. Lots of action. Emotions flying here and there, you know. Of course, this is what Durumi Super League brings. But of course, the hype was worth it, or it was worth the hype.
Today, when I saw your team score the first goal against Goshen White Tigers, meanwhile, the table says first, after match day one, Goshen White Tigers. They have 7 points with a +2 goals advantage. Yeah. Second is Bassi Sparrows, unbelievable position for them. They also have 7 points, but with a +1 goal advantage. So Lions they have 6 points. They are third, whereas Edu Wolves, your team, have 4 points after winning one match, and you drew one and lost 2.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. And last on the table, the word we would like to use, languishing. Allen Foxes, the winners of the preseason tournament, they are in a very bad place, the murky waters of relegation. 2 points only from 4 matches. Yeah. Let's start from Allen Foxes. Yeah. Champions or winners of the preseason tournament, and today they are at the bottom of the table. What went wrong for Allen Foxes?
I think they underrated other teams because of what happened in the preseason. Of course, the preseason, they had it easy. They could breeze past each team and, of course, go ahead and score because the boys, he has a very fast, team. So I think they underestimated other teams, and I think that's what played out. Yeah, basically for them. Now, of course, they are getting the feel of the real game. I'm sure they are going to go back to the drawing board and get things done rightly.
They were winning your team. One of the matches, they scored a goal, and you guys equalized. Even for that equalizer from you guys, they would have not been in the last position. Maybe they would have been ahead of you. So that goal you guys scored against them actually made you guys switch positions today. Looking at your team, Edu Wolves. Yeah. After winning the first match against Goshen White Tigers, it looked as if when you guys scored that goal, Henshaw scored that goal, I felt, this is the Edu Wolves we used to know. Edu Wolves are back. Remember, you guys were champions in 4.2, 2 and 5.1, and also in 5.2, you lost by just a point. Yeah. That was how you became second. So now when you guys scored that goal, you can say, this is the Edu Wolves, they are back. But then after that goal, you couldn't win another match. You drew 1 and lost 2. What went wrong?
I have new players. These are not my usual players. So I think we are still learning the rhythm. They are still getting themselves in tune with the rhythm of what the team expects of them. The first one went well because it was easy. The concentration was still there. And we played very well. But I think the second game, we underestimated our opponents, Bassi Sparrows, we assume that what we see is people who just come and run riot on. But they were dogged. They defended and then were able to get a goal against us. And went ahead to win the game. So it's a learning curve for us. We are also learning as a team. And I think It won't be long. We'll get it right.
It won't be long, you get it right. Mentioning Basis Sparrows, they seem to be the surprise team of the week.
Yeah.
They were last. They were the last team from 5.2.
Yeah.
They're also the last team at the preseason. One would think coming today, teams will just roll over them. Before we could say anything, they got 7 points before the last match.
Yeah.
That was winning 2 matches, drew 1, and lost 1. They lost to Goshen White Tigers, the eventual leaders of the day. Who really turned their game around today? Do you know? Can you pinpoint a player that was fantastic for Basis Sparrows?
I think Joe, I mean, couple of guys, I think they played as a team, not one person. But of course, Joe got 2 goals. So, of course, he's going to be the main man. He's the marker. He's the one that makes the attempt to score. They had, of course, don't forget, Nabri is in their team. So, and Nabri also pushes forward. Yaro is there, always moving, marking, making sure balls don't go past him. Akon, the team captain, he's also there to make sure he blocks, to put a barrier between the opponent and the post. So,
but Basi also, how would you see? How would you?
Good performance. I watched Alan Fox's game with Basi Sparrows, and I saw that the Willie we know could not go past Basi. Somehow, I don't know how he did it. Of course, there was a time he had to foul Willie. Willie made several attempts, and Basi, out of 10, came out on top 7 that I saw. So Basi had a good performance. The team entirely. So, and of course they played as a unit and they got it right.
So Lions, the team, I feel they were the best team today on paper, or not paper, physically, because of the way they played, their movements, they moved in a pack. They defended well. They were the only teams that didn't concede any goal today. They scored 1 goal also. Defense powerful. Attack not so great because they had just a goal. But then you could see how organized they were. Mike scoring the best goal of the day by my own standard. How would you rate so Lions?
I agree. The best team for me.
Even though they have 6 points, they are third.
But for this first week, they are the invincible team because they've gone unbeaten, right? Even though they've had 2 or 3 draws, but and they scored us. So they are a team I also have my eyes on because they've done a lot, and I see with the height of the players, they seem to know how to dominate the air. So you just have one option, to go low, right? So, and you have to get it right because once they score you, they have this habit of putting a tough wall, right? They are a bit open when the contest is still open. I mean, when nobody has scored. But once they score at first, I've noticed that they are difficult to break down. So I have my eyes on them, and I agree with you. They did well today.
Lion, before the tournament, Lion was always training, carrying, lifting tires, doing trainings. I don't know. Did you see the effect today on the pitch?
Maybe his fitness, his feet, to me, didn't look tired. But of course, there are times he took himself out because they were already goal ahead. And of course, when they are goal ahead, they have a way of, I don't know how they do it, against us today. Frustrated us.
They don't have to bring Godia, a defender. They made him a striker. And he attempted a couple of times.
Because we didn't pay so much attention to Godia.
He even said that, if he was the one inside, there was no way we would have gotten those balls.
No, we wouldn't give Lion a breather at all. But we know that team is very strong. It's a team to watch out for.
Okay, right. Okay. So Goshen White Tigers, the first best team today, or the best team today. They lost to you guys. First match they lost. We just felt it was going to be a bad day for them. But as we all saw today, they came back. They went ahead to win. They went ahead to win. The other match, drew, and now won. 6 points, 7 points at the end of the day. How are you going to rate that side?
Another strong team that I see. because they have a lot of players who I feel could cause damage to any team.
Your Habib is there. Namaye is there. Walid is there.
Yes.
Who else?
They have Mendy.
Toby himself. Mendy.
In the middle of the park. They have Toby up front.
Toby was doing a lot of damages today up front. He was marking like as if he was still 17 years old.
A lot. They played with lots of energy. Lots of energy. Not as compact as Soso Lions, but played with lots of energy and lots of quality in that team. Nama is there, don't forget. He got 2 goals today too.
2 goals?
2 goals today. So we played them, as though we were playing our finals. And the instruction, the team strategy was still fresh in the boys' head. So
I think your biggest rival now is not Goshen White Tigers.
I think our biggest rival is Soso Lion and in that order, Soso Lion, Goshen White Tigers.
Because I feel Goshen White Tigers took away the trophy from you. You were 2 times winner. They came and became the champions last season. And now you are saying these are the only people that are like a stumbling block between me and the trophy. Somehow you feel, naturally you're going to feel they're the ones. So Lions have won it.
I do feel there is something about Goshen White Tiger. There's a pattern, right? Edu Wolves, 5.2. I won it, but before 5.2, I won 5.1. I won 4.2 rather, and 5.1.
Yes.
Goshen White Tigers won 5.2. Are you connecting that they could be going for the 6.1 to complete their double on the league? That's a possibility. I have that at the back of my mind, and thinking about what they could do. And he has, of course, brought together a team that are capable of giving him a repeat of that victory.
Nobody has asked me my ranking in the tournament. I think I want to rank today.
And I'm going to, and of course, we all want to know. No, you're going to rank with the team selection and the performance. So don't just use today's performance. I mean, because you're going to, you will attest to the team that comes up top at the first week is not always the team that go ahead to win it.
Whatever I say about team selection now wouldn't make any meaning because they've come to the field to play. I want to rank based on what I saw
and what the teams can bring.
Okay, so my number 1 team from what I saw today, is Soso Lions. I've been seeing this since in the morning. They are a side I am very, very scared of.
Okay.
They are dangerous. Even though they have not shown it, but I feel that, the Super League always gives you some surprises.
Yeah.
Second team for me is not even Goshen White Tigers. I still feel, even though Allen is not the winner of Super League, but I still feel I saw some snippets, something that can happen if it goes right for them. I still feel Allen Foxes are the second team
number 2
for me.
Yeah.
Number 2, then number 3, I give it to Goshen White Tigers. 4 is Edu Wolves. Then 5 is Passis Sparrows. Based on what I saw today, I feel Passis Sparrows coming second. They were on the edge. They were G3, even though they were there. They were G3. Well, tournaments can be won this way. You see a very good team, fantastic team playing so well. They just get knocked out in the tournament. Yeah. After all, we saw what Liverpool did in the Champions League.
Yeah,
very good team, but they had a bad week, and that bad week led to PSG eliminating them. So you can be very good and go, or you can be bad. Just having that, and you can also be average and just keep surviving or go out. So my ranking stays that way. I said Soso Lions first.
Yes, Soso Lions.
Allen Fox is second. Forget where Allen Fox is at today. Yeah. Second. Yeah. Third, I mentioned
Goshen White
Tigers. Third, because why I let them third is that they were down. They started complaining. They started having people were shouting at them, fighting, and whatever he did, whatever that thing led to, produce something positive. Which means anytime they are down, if they do it again,
you're right.
Maybe they will come back. My fourth team is Edu based on
yeah.
today, and Bassi, even though they are second, joint first, I still feel they are trembling.
Well, I'm happy it's just your prediction.
Yes, my prediction today.
Because I wouldn't want to be fourth.
For what? No, there's no time my prediction will be the.
So I'm happy.
Will be the final thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we awarded Walid the best player today for being great. But then you said before the podcast you were talking about how Joe was great. He scored 2 goals, and probably would have made him the best player. I think we missed out on that.
Yeah.
We didn't see the goals, but we saw Walid's effort. He was so everywhere.
Yeah.
He was so great. He contested every ball that came his way.
Yeah.
Even if he lost some of them, but he made sure he gave his best. And that was what everybody saw. Sometimes that's how life could be. But then Joe silently.
Yeah, Joe is a silent walker.
Yes.
So I watch part of their games and I see he takes the free kick, he takes the throw, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. And if you look at the team, Bassi Sparrows is just Soso Lions. Yaro, Joe, and Nabri. They're the ones holding it together, right? So you could see a lot of effort from Yaro because he's more physical. Joe does a lot of work. Of course, 2 goals accounting for their victories. So I thought he should be considered ahead of Walid. And don't get it wrong, Walid played well. Of course, you said if you look at the goals and the fact that they are both 7 on the table, they are both with 7 points.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel Joe should have been.
Today we saw something new brought to us, courtesy and Goshen White Tigers. They have a fan corner.
Yeah.
We also saw their supporters wearing jerseys today. It was something new, and we're delighted. We're delighted to see that kind of thing. How do you feel about seeing that kind of paparazzi in Super League?
It was colorful. Seeing them with their flag, with their fans' jersey, all, united, And I think with that setup, it increased their fan base because more people tend to align with Toby, who they feel, is putting things together to make them more visible, right? And of course, more fans topping the table week 1. Something is coming out from that effort.
Okay, so don't you think it's something you want to do?
Yeah, sure.
Having a flag, not necessarily having jersey, but having a flag go around the pitch for you, and people coming when you are not playing, people will swarm you and all that. Remember one of the interviews we had 2 years ago? The guy say, "I love Edu more than my was an emotional statement."
Yeah.
I don't think if you make it official, having your flag, people could have some guys more.
Yes, this is something we are looking at, but it might not be coming this season because we are already not in a good position. Our fans are still there. They've been with us throughout the today's performance. When we conceded, they cheered us. When we were down, twice we were down, they kept cheering us, right? They believe that we will still rise. So yes, it's good to get the flag and the fan jersey. This is something we will do, but I think we have more serious things on our hand, like getting the players in tune and doing the job on the pitch.
Okay, so apart from Joe and Walid, which other players stood out for you or brought the surprise package to you?
Apart from Joe and Walid?
Yes.
Right, a couple of players.
Which ones stood out that surprised you?
Surprised me? It's not a surprise because I know what Habib can bring all the time. But he got a goal for Goshen White Tigers. He's supposed to be a defender. I don't know what brought him that forward. And he scored a very nice goal. It's not a surprise that he scored the goal, but that's
was he ever a goal scorer in Eduos? He never scored for the goal?
Free kicks, yes. Free kicks, headers. Sometimes he pushes forward with the understanding of the rest of the team. But I expected him to sit deep. But I saw him coming forward this week and getting a goal. Impressive.
So Habib was your surprise pack today?
Yes, that's because I don't want to talk about my team, given where we are, you know.
Okay.
So there are good things about my team, but I'd rather keep it until we get
I
our house
feel
together.
I feel Yaro was my own joker today. He did something. He Yaro is known for games like that, but
Yeah.
today was different for him. I also feel, apart from Ekong in his team, Basis Sparrow's survival, Basis Sparrow's success today will be linked to Yaro, my opinion, because of the way he played. He felt as if he was paid specifically to go and assume the position he assumed.
Yeah, he moved as though he got energy from another source. Quite all right. He was able to move from box to box, marking players and making inputs, right? But then, as a team, they all did almost the same thing.
Yes.
So they did almost the same thing, but you could pinpoint Yaro's efforts in that team. I agree with you.
Okay, on that note of pinpointing Yaro's efforts, this is where we put a point on today's podcast. Edu, thank you so much for always coming through for us whenever we need you.
Yeah, always.
And guys, if you think you've seen the best of grassroots soccer before, not yet. Durumi Super League is where the action lives. This is where war is very, very evident.
Sure.
So inviting you next week, week 2, if you're anywhere around Durumi in Abuja, why not? Come forth and see how local football is played and organized. Until we see you again next week.